Let's get this started. Hey, Alan. How's it going? Oh, yeah, I should be watching that as well. I keep forgetting. Get some music going here.
Take off, eh?
Hey, Dimitri. Oh, I'm like way behind today. Way behind. Trying to get on the bike for 6 a.m., but today was not happening. Kids are definitely off school. Yes. puts a damper on the few days that I work from home now that the kids are at home. So much nicer when the house is empty. Hey, Skip, how you doing? Oh, yeah, they are, but when I'm at home at work, they still like to bug you. Dad, Dad. Like they don't. I'm like, I'm at work. If I'm like sitting at this desk, it means I'm at work. Dad, can you do this? Can we make this? Can you do this? Can we go here? I'm just like, pretend I'm not here. Make your own lunch. Yeah, it's like non-stop. So this morning is the most boring intervals ever. Slow climb up, slow climb down. Yeah, I don't think I do enough of this. I don't know if I'll last an hour and a half, but yes, it's an hour and a half of this exact. Yeah, yesterday I was listening to some like workout energized music, and it was really hard to try to like keep the pace down. So we got some chill morning music. Yeah, smooth jazz would work. I need a second monitor so I can watch the tour. Yeah, some of my intervals, despite being low wattage, have been a bit too on the upper end of zone 2. I'm usually watch highlights after it's over. I would like to watch it in action. I heard GCN Plus. I heard GCN Plus is the best way to do it. I think you still need to go through a VPN. Alan's watching it. I don't know if he's still here. How are you watching the tour? Are you watching on GCN Plus and then VPN or? Hey, Doc. Oh, on YouTube TV? Oh, I'll check it out. Yeah, Discord's pretty good. There is a lot of like recapping going on. I think a lot of places used to show stuff for free. No, I think the thing is that was the days before you could skip commercials. They would show stuff because they know people were sitting and watching the commercials. Now it's just like skip, skip. Yeah, well, that's why. Like they make it free because they force you to watch the commercials. Hey, Peter. Oh, hey, lady. How's it going? Yeah. Peter, man, I don't know the weather where you're at, but the weather here has been sucking. We had last week, leading up to Canada Day, 3 days of sun in a row. Three. We set up the pool for the kids on the Friday, and then Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, we had thunderstorms. And now it's Thursday, and it's been raining since. Like, I think for 2022, we've had 10 days of sun. I mean, probably more, but it's deceiving because the light is bouncing off my neighbor's reflective windows and it looks super bright. So if I go outside, the ground is wet. And Zwift has turned me into a wuss. I don't get wet anymore. Nope. Stay away from that water on the ground. I'll just ride inside. It's like humid ass though right now. Like I got all, it's only, what's the temperature right now? Oh here, I don't know if this works. Yeah, 15 degrees, 97% humidity. Like it's not warm, and I'm not riding hard, but I'm sweating. %? Are you crazy? Yeah, well, last week when it was sunny, we were getting high 20s. I think it crept into the 30s one day. See, they're Toronto. That's where it's at. Now, even under 20s most of the time. Usually under 20, unless the sun comes out. I mean, if it's under 20 and it's not raining, that's some like nice riding weather. A couple days I rode to commute, to work. It was decent. Oh yeah, those days were sunny too. So I have to say we may have 12 sunny days, not 10. Got a new bike bag for the frame here that I'm going to try to fit all of the streaming equipment in the frame bag so I don't have to wear a backpack. Wearing a backpack riding, especially when it's hot, kind of starts to get wears on you. Straps are all digging in. So I did a test fit yesterday and put everything in there. Everything in there with no wires. So I was gonna wire it up today. And instead of wearing the camera on my chest, I got a mount that should stick up from the top tube and put the camera there. So I'm like completely free of the bike. I want to jump off the bike and do something, I can. We'll see. It's got to stop raining so I can go outside and test. LSD. Well, actually, it's LSD without the L. It's just SD. Slow. Actually, it's not even the D either. It's not even distance. It's just S. What are you doing? I'm just riding slow. That hill is horrible. It's a horrible way to start your day. It's just like, boom, here's a hill. You're not warmed up. It's early in the morning. And then when it's cold, that downhill is horrible too, because it's like, man, it's freezing. And I have to coast for 2 minutes doing 60K an hour. Actually, I have gone the other way. The other way is very long. Very long. It goes completely the wrong way for a good hour. I woke up super early once and thought, I'm gonna do a really long ride before work. And I went that like up and out and around, but I don't really like going for long ass rides in the morning. When I get up, I just want to get to work. On the way home, I don't mind because it prolongs seeing my family. So I stay away just a bit longer. Actually, no, I really miss riding to work. It's such a good way to, decompress before getting to work and coming home. When you drive, you're just stuck in traffic. Traffic is bad. It just makes you road rage. The moment you walk in the door, everyone in your family's like, hey, blah, I did this, I need this, can you blah, blah. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I just got home. Like, leave me be for 5 minutes. But when I ride home and I have that hour break, I walk in the door and I'm like, family, I'm home. Bother me. And the money of it. Gas is crazy. I barely drive. We have an electric car and we have like a Toyota 4Runner. And the 4Runner is for like emergency purposes, spare vehicle, if we both have to go somewhere different. Well, yeah, and that's a lot of times too, you get home faster, but on the bike. Yeah, we barely drive the 4Runner and I had to fill it up. Half a tank was like $110. Half a tank. And that was just like driving it, trying not to drive it. Yeah, actually, there's a highway that kind of bypasses the city that they built to bypass the city, but for some stupid reason, they put traffic lights on it. So in the afternoon, it's actually the worst way to go because everyone goes, we should go to the parkway. The parkway is like fast. You can do 90. And then it's just back and but if I ride the parkway on my way home, I can usually beat cars. It's hard. It's hard to get into routine. Super hard. It's like that first commute is the worst because you don't know what you need. Everything's scattered everywhere. It's not so bad when you've been doing it for a week or two because you have your stuff. And it's like, okay, here's my commuting stuff, and you can just pretty much get up, put your gear on, and get out the door, like for 10 minutes. But the first couple, you're just like confused because everything that you have, that you own, that has anything to do with biking is scattered all over the place. Oh. That sounds like most jobs. No. When I get to the office, I'm usually like, don't talk to me till I have my coffee. I'm not here. Well, this riding in the morning thing started because my wife started a new shift. So she starts an hour earlier than she normally does. And when she gets up in the morning, she wakes me up anyways. So I thought, well, she's going to wake me up at 5 a.m. May as well do something. So I thought, I'm going to start getting in a bike ride, like before I have to go to work. But my time of getting on the bike has slowly increased. It was like 5:30 the first day, 5:45. Yesterday was like 6:15. Today was 6:45. It's too easy to get distracted. You just got to get out of bed. Oh. Oh, yes. I'd love some tailwind. I don't know if any of you are following Terry Baratinson, or how you spell his last name, but he's streaming. Him and his buddy are riding their bikes like across America, and they're streaming it. It's pretty interesting. But he was on some highway, I think the night before last, where he was doing downhill for like 35 minutes. Yeah, I hate doing stuff. Once I get home, I'm home. I had a really tough time with the races this year. Well, most of them were canceled due to rain, but our TTs were 7 p.m. and I usually get home at 4:30. So it's like sitting around the house waiting for 2 hours to then go back outside. I've been sitting for 2 hours. I don't want to do anything anymore. Like, if I am going to ride more after work, I'm going to come home, put my gear on, and get on Zwift and ride. And then I'll have ridden 2 hours before the TTs even start. I used to play rugby a lot, and that was basically why I quit playing rugby, was that when I moved here, the practices were too late. See, when I used to play, the club I played with, the practices were at 5 p.m. Get home at 4:15, get changed, out the door, get to practice 5, practice done by 7. Then I moved here, and it was like, oh yeah, we have lights on our field. We have lights on our field, and we don't start practicing till like 8 o'clock. It's like beer league hockey. I'm really, really, really bad skater, but I did enjoy playing hockey growing up. And I wanted to join a beer league team. And I have a coworker, and he's like, oh yeah, ice time is like 10:15 p.m. What? Did you just say 10:15 p.m.? He's like, yeah, all of it, beer league gets like last call for like the ice time. So I'm like, you're saying you want me to go out of the house for 10:15 on like a Wednesday night? I'm like, what time do you get home? He's like, usually like 12:30. I'm like, it's a weekday. Are you crazies? And that was the end of my beer league hockey career. I didn't even like get to this sounds like a good idea stage. Yeah, actually, Pete, Zwift racing, well, for you, it's even later. I don't know how you guys do it, because it's too late for me. 6:40 p.m. my time, because that's like 7:40 your time. That's too damn late. They need an in-between time, because I don't get home early enough to race the East Coast division, but the West Coast division, 6:40 is too damn late. I want a 5 p.m. or 5:15. Seems like I'm really like demanding. Damn it, ZRL. I need a time zone catered to me because I'm lazy and I don't want to stay up late. Well, because the problem too is when you race that late, you don't go to sleep. It takes you 3 hours to unwind from racing. Yeah, that's cutting it close if your like wife is firing up Zwift. My wife has the same issue with me about getting into the house. So she phoned me and she wanted to go for a bike ride. And then she kept on texting me being like, oh, I don't know if I want to go now. And it was like the one beautiful day we had. So I got all of her bike stuff out, basically took her bike, blocked the door. So she had everything out, laid out, ready to go. So all she had to do was get changed and like leave. That's the problem though, is because after you ride, you always feel better. Like I always feel better, even on days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to ride. We need a whole pit crew. Just like have someone that's like ready to go, gets all your stuff. Because it's funny when it's like a mental thing, even just getting your helmet and shoes round up, like that pushes you over the edge of like, no, I'm not going. I think this ride, I might have to stop early to take out the garbage. This ride is cutting it close to the garbage needs to be on the road time. Funny how your heart rate still creeps up there, even doing this. Right on the edge. I don't really want to lower the wattage, but yeah, that's pretty. Well, they say have it on your street by 8, and I got 40 minutes. And I got 55. I might just have to pause and run outside. Actually, my garbage bins are like right behind me anyways. And the road is like 20 feet from. Problem is, I think I picked the flattest route I could find. Yeah. It's my kids would do it. Their job is usually to bring the garbage cans in, which is the one task that they do consistently excellent. Everything else they don't do so good, but bringing the garbage in, Or bringing the garbage cans in is like, they have never failed at that. The whole dirt thing. The dad's inside riding trainers. Oh, how do you do? Is that the picture of his like muddy ass bike? Yeah, I got 2 long rides at the end of August, which prompted this back to base training. Nice. Yeah, August 20th, I have the Tour de Victoria, which is, I'm doing the 140K route. And then a week after that, I have the Miva Unpaved. See, tour do. I get the map here. There. I'll have a copy links. Where is the copy link thing? And I'm doing the 140 of that one, and then so the Tour de Victoria is on a Saturday, and then the following Sunday, I'm doing the 110K long distance of that gravel ride. Oh, crazy. Tour de Vic is an absolutely amazing ride. They have like 6 different distances, but it is completely closed. No, Cowichan Crusher, it hasn't happened yet. That's another good one. I'm going to say our bike clubs is better, but yeah, Tour de Victoria, they block off the entire route. All of the intersections are traffic controlled. When they see you coming, they just wave you through. You start and finish on the lawn of the Parliament building in downtown Victoria, where you get to eat and drink beer. Like, it's just, and then the course tours like all over Victoria. Yeah, the Cowichan Crusher, I think, already happened for some reason, I think. The Cowichan Crusher is like just south of here. Yeah, the Cowichan Crusher was in May, end of May. Apparently it was mud hell. Yeah, the Amiva Unpaved is like August 29th, 27th. I don't know if I'm prepared for it, but 110 kilometers of gravel with something like 1,800 meters of elevation. I don't know if that seems or sounds like a fun day. Yeah, I think they'll become more and more popular. We'll see more and more events opening up. It's just so much easier to host a ride in the bush. You're not worried about traffic permits, traffic control. You go to the forestry company. Oh, gravel is totally, well, I mean, like anything, the spirit of gravel is just to have a good time. And I don't race it. I just ride to survive. I mean, there is the guys that think that they're winning and they go 35K an hour. But I'm like, I'm out in the bush. I want to enjoy the scenery. I go at like, I usually have a bunch of other buddies that do it. And that's what's fun about gravel is you can ride 5 people wide and talk and just see the sights, enjoy being out in the woods. Like, I don't know. There's no, I mean, there's prizes and stuff for like first, second, and third in the divisions, but I don't care. I'm just there to eat my entry's fees worth of food. Well, it's like, oh my God, Joe. Joe and his ask Joe how casual gravel is in his 17-hour adventure. That was insane. See, last year's local gravel, I'm about 35 to 45 minutes from the start where I'm at. And last year, I rode to the start, did the ride, and then ride home. But I totally misjudged what time I should be leaving. So by the time I was a third of the way there, I was looking at the time going, I'm not going to make the start. I'm going to miss this. But then I was too far in to turn around. Like, by the time I rode home, got in my car and drove, it would have been just the same. So I put it into freaking TT mode and hammered. Hammered. I'm pretty sure I got like breakthroughs on Exert. I got some not KOMs, but I got some personal records on some segments on the way to the race on my cross bike with 38s. Like, not even on my road bike. Like, I was getting PRs all over the place. I got to the start with, I think, a minute to spare. I roll up, like dying, like just did like a 35-minute full on 100% effort. The guy's like, okay, go. And everyone in my class leaves. And he's like, Lee, I said, go. I'm like, I need a minute. Just give me 2 minutes. It's like, but the problem was I'd burnt every match that I had. So even though I was going at an easy pace, some of the hills were hard because I just didn't have anything left. So this year I'm driving there. Plus I'm doing the longer one. Last year they only had one distance, and that was 70 something kilometers. And then this year they opened up 3. They have like a 50, a 70, or a 70, 80. Like, the longest one's 110, and that's the one I'm going for. Yeah, they were. I was just like, I told the guy at the start, I was like, check my Strava when you get home. It's like PR, 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 PR. Only problem with gravel riding is there's no cell signal. It would be absolutely amazing to go out there and stream the course because it's gorgeous. They need to put more cell towers out in the bush. It was one of those mornings. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, I was just slowly getting my stuff ready, and I wasn't paying attention. Oh, well, I need better gearing on my cross bike as well. I have like an 1136 with a 38 front tooth single ring. And 3836 is not low enough at all. Yeah, I actually, that gravel race, I did GoPro quite a bit of it. But in the moment, it seems way cooler. Like when I watch the video back, I'm like, yep, that's boring. That's just some gravel road. Yep, that's some gravel road too. Yeah, I think the ultimate is you need at least a 1-to-1 or less than 1-to-1. Like my wife on her bike, she's got a 40/40 and it's pretty good. I'm like, I say 38/36, which is, I mean, I can get up hills, but you're grinding. And it's just not comfortable. Like it's fine if I'm commuting to work and have to grind up a hill, but when you're 80K into your gravel ride, you don't really want to have to put out that kind of watts. Yeah, well, that's too. You're stuck. I remember when my wife and I first got into riding. Well, I've always been into riding, but she got into riding, and we did our, like at the time was the longest ride we'd ever done, and it was about 60K north. We stopped at a little cafe, had lunch, and then started riding back. And we're about maybe just under 100K. So like 20K to go to finish. And the last 20K was quite hilly. And we're both getting into the bonk zone. And we stop for a second and we see the city bus. And I guess the city bus had like a route that goes between the towns. And I said to my, I'm like, should we wave the bus down? I bet the bus will stop if we wave it. And the bus had bike racks on it. She's like, I don't know. And we had this like conversation from the bus in the distance, like it was getting closer. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. No, we got to finish this ride. No, let's get the bus. Come on, let's get the bus. And then the bus went by and we're like, oh, damn, get back on our bike. We're like, yeah, should have freaking called the bus. we were just pulling into our driveway after the end of the ride, and I'm like, yeah, we did it. You know, and I'm more of a good job, everybody. That was a good ride, where my wife is like, don't talk to me. I tried to give her a high five and she's like, I'm bitchy. No high fives. She's like, I'll celebrate tomorrow. I wish we had filmed it, because our conversation, like I say, it was like the only flat, straight stretch in the whole ride, and you could see, and it was some side road, and you could see the bus from super far away, and we're like, is that the bus? I think that's the bus. I think it ultimately came down to was we were super sweaty and in our Lycra, and my wife didn't want to sit on the bus with other people while we were like totally drenched in sweat. She's like, I'd rather suffer the last 20K home than be like that gross person on the bus. See, by then, like she was suffering a lot more than I was, so it was more for like her benefit. Those kind of rides sneak up on you, though. That's the Tour de Vic. Every year, you get to about the 3/4 mark of the ride, and you think, I feel fantastic. Like when I do the 140K, it's usually about the 100K mark. I'm like, man, I feel great. I could totally keep just riding all day long. And then about 10K after you say that, you just fall flat and you're done. Then you're in survival mode. Well, that's exactly it. It's not fun while you do it. Yeah, like if you want to bring the family on vacation, like we stay at a hotel called the Grand Hotel. It's right beside the Parliament buildings, and it's at the start line. Like you get out of your hotel, and it's 100 meters to the start and finish. So while you're racing, your family is already downtown Vic and can go like sightsee for the day. I shouldn't say you're not racing, you're riding. It's not a race. Yeah, they put it, it's awesome. Like there's aid stations every 20K, 20. And I don't know, they get massive sponsors because like you leave with more freaking honey stinger gels gummies than you can imagine. You'll get to like an aid station and there'll be like these little old volunteer ladies and they're like, would you like some gummies? And they're like, no, I got a plenty. Next thing you know, she's like jamming them in your jersey pocket. She's like, just take a few for the road. And every aid station's like that. Like I finished the Tour de Vic, and I probably had 25 packs of like freaking gummies. Yeah. That's like when I commute to work. Everyone knows I've commuted because of my cycling shoes clacking on the ground on like the cement hallway. Well, we're 2/3 into this workout. This was a way better pace. Yeah, there's a few of them that are just like, that's what keeps you coming back though. Like even the Tour de Vic, even on residential streets, they had signs posted even for the residents, like, you know, event in progress, Saturday, August 20th, no parking on the street. Like the entire 100, I think the longest distance is 160. So along the entire 160-kilometer route, there's like no cars parked on the road. The intersections are all traffic controlled. You have actually a police escort at the start. Actually, the start is my favorite. When you have 800 people all slowly cruising out. The draft is just out of this world. You do the first 30K of that ride like nothing. Yeah. Yeah, not so bad with the if you're using like your mountain bike or gravel shoes, but yeah, the road shoes are dangerous on polished cement floors. You pull a groin. Oh, cameras. This would be a good. Let's pause this. Let's do all the pausing. Camera's turned off. Well, thanks for stopping by, Peter. I think the little power block that the are. Well, anyways, I'm gonna take the garbage out. Oh, Hey Trill, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Just actually about 9 minutes from the end of this workout. Uh, I actually started on Zwift with rollers. As long as you have, I think you need a speed sensor and a cadence sensor on your bike, and it will simulate power. If you have a power meter, you can use rollers. Only problem I found with rollers is it's hard to concentrate for more than half an hour. Trying to stay on and not fall off. But yeah, that's the easiest way to get into it is use rollers, especially if you already have rollers. Oh yeah, no, rollers are quite inexpensive compared to a smart trainer. The smart trainers have come down in price, but you're still depending on where you are in the world. You're going to spend at least $700 on a decent smart trainer. You could probably find a good set of used rollers. Or you don't need a smart trainer. If you don't have a power meter and you have a cadence sensor and a speed sensor, you can use a regular trainer. So for that, you could find a lot of used, what they call dumb trainers, the ones that don't have sensors in them. But there's probably tons of those on the market. Hey, no problem. Any other questions? Just ask. I'm not going anywhere. Sitting on my bike. Hey, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. I get that heart rate down a little bit. 15 seconds. The longest workout I've done in a while. Good. Let's take this to 45K. Need to stop this. Stop. Save, discard. That's updating. Let's go to Zwift. Let's put the trainer back on. Pair. The cameras keep like turning themselves off. Is it too hot in here? Like, what is going on? What is going on? I don't know. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by. Appreciate the support. I'm going to go over and say hi to Slow Spoon, who is still, I think, got a minute left in his workout.